Alright, it's time to play Scapegoat 2 now. Back to the Sequestered Library, because apparently I didn't save. Get the very exciting level where I walk to the left, or to the right, and immediately gain victory. There we go, that's the goat button. No, the secret is about to be revealed to me. In my dream, it was one of these books. If only I found the right one. I had almost read all of them. It's a shame. It's a shame, goat. There wasn't enough time. Alright. We have made actual progress now and can talk to sheep. They all tried to tell me it would be better in here. At first, I thought they were wrong. I'm beginning to really like it. Where in the map do I want to go? So many books. Always meant to read Dante. When you're gallivanting, perhaps. I'll read a few pages. Get in the door, goat. Okay. Yep, go to the double parish of the Necromouser. Interesting. I wonder, did the sheep pray for you to rescue them from here? Are you answering their prayers? Interesting. There's a secret here. Seeing like some things that I don't think... Where's the door? I mean, I see the door. How do I get to the door? I get the feeling there's a secret afoot, and I don't see it yet, and it's already bugging me. Huh. Oh, what's up, Luis? How you doing? That's a button. It took me a moment, but I think I figured this out. There we go. Thankfully, it's a one-way. Oh, no. Do not jump off. Just because you're excited about opening the door, goat. You alright? Alright. It's not bad. I've just acquired a magical hat. Alright. What's my goal here? I want to get to the door and not die. That seems like a simple enough goal. Magical hat allows me to displace. So what we'll do is use the magical hat to kill some dudes. And realize that's not what the game wanted me to do. Okay. Let's reconsider our options. Where's the... Nah, whatever. Go death button. Couldn't find it. Okay. So if I break that, I die. Which means I can't do any, like, crazy zooping tricks. If I do that, I block it off. Is this La Mulana 2? No, I don't think so. It might predate La Mulana 2. How you doing, Zucati? I'm trying to figure out how to approach this. Watching the basketball game with your dad? Oh, fun. Hope it was a good game. Oh, and also, hey, Zucati, how you doing? Because I spaced while I was talking about goats. This is my last, for quite some time, outdoor stream. I am going to be relatively happy to come back indoors. Well, I feel like my mouse is ill-equipped for this. Because he's just going to end up exploding. And I need my mouse to not explode. And almost everything here is set up to make it so I can't use a lot of zooping tricks. Quick check. Can the mouse walk through here? No. Another option would be to see how fast I could try to zoop through this. That might be what they actually want me to do. But I guess we can try it. Doesn't really hurt. Okay, that kind of hurt. Wait, no, there's... I still feel like there's something I could do here. From the other side, maybe? No. Oh, right, I'm on the wrong side of this and can't get back in. Didn't help. Did not help. As it frequently does not. I'm trying to think of, like, angles I could work for this. It's like I can do that, but that's not terribly helpful. I can lure them all the way to the edge. Well, not really. It's like I let the other one turn, but then I can't get them both caught. It's been a while since I've played this level, certainly. Okay, that doesn't work. That clearly doesn't work. Right, maybe I'll try a different room set until I'm more attuned to what I'm supposed to be doing. Because, like, the very first trick here is I have to get through something. Trying to stream Mario or something to go on the walk. Can't figure out the connection. Yeah, audio capture in general can just be tricky. It's not easy at times, depending upon what your capture devices are and all that. I'm not an expert in this field. I'm a neophyte in OBS. Foo. Okay, let's try not being up top. Okay, well that worked marginally better, but there's not nearly enough time to come back. And now my mouse buddy is stuck. Alright, yeah, let's go back to the map for a sec. We'll try the other half. Because I legitimately am confused by that one. I could see my reflection in the shining stone wall. Couldn't you just stare into it all day? No. Ain't nobody got time for that. I hope it doesn't start getting really windy. Downsides to streaming outside. Wind. Other elements. Alright, this is more normal. I want to do what? I need to get a block. Oh, I need to get that block all the way over here. Okay, cool. I see what I'm supposed to do. So start with the obvious. This button releases something. This button does something else. That switches the polarity. Does it release only one? It releases only one. Okay, so I guess I just have to hit the full set of buttons without getting distracted. Okay, so when I get up here, it'll put that into the other row. Shoot. It will not do what I was hoping. Man. This game has such good music. Thump, thump, thump. And then... Nope, not that one. Come down to this one and thump. Yeah, I think that works. Yep, that looks good. Thump that one. Get our middle in. Okay. I don't want that going that way. I want to go that way. I think I want this spinning that way. There we go. And then the last... I forgot to hit the top one. Ah! Alright. Splat the first one. And then the third one. And that'll put that where it needs to go. Middle, to get the middle one. I want this rotating the opposite direction. That needs to be rotating left, so that's good. This needs to be rotating right. And then finally, this needs to be rotating right. It's the important part, after all. And then finally, the full right side. I predict this one is not in the any % speedrun for some reason. You know, if I'd gotten stuck in there, that would have been embarrassing. I still think the most ridiculous stream I did when I was on, out in the field was probably the one I did for my brother's basement, where I happened to find, or I happened to have a CRT that I could use. And that was really cool. What am I looking at here? Squish. Oh, I think I understand now. Yeah, I understand now. But yeah, my dad wanted to get rid of a CRT, and I'm like, I could use a CRT. So I took that, and then when I was driving down to my brother's place, ended up using it to do a Realm Hack Races level, which was fun, which was cool. I like it. It's good logic. I like it. How you doing, Kalrasi? Thank you for the 30 months. I say it every single time, but dang, time does fly. I got this. Now I just have to I just need my mouse buddy to take care of the problem. I'll go the other way, mouse buddy. Oh, well, whatever, this works. Okay. No, that's not too bad. Oh, right. I need to push the other block first before I can do this. I'm doing pretty good. I'm still outside, streaming outside, which is a bit silly. Just way to ignore my mouse buddy, dudes. Really glad that didn't work that way. But I'm flying back tomorrow, so should be a good time. It's been nice being out here, but I'm looking forward to going back. I don't really get that last Reaper. I don't know what he's supposed to really be doing. It's really weird over there. But yeah, looking forward to being home. Having my setup not be outside and be more consistent so I don't have to mess with things as much. Glad that worked in my favor. I don't know what it did, but it worked in my favor. I'm dead. I have been. It wasn't planned to be this long, but it just kind of worked out that way. Initially, I was going to go visit my dad this week, but that didn't end up happening. Just because he was out doing geologist things. I waited too long. But it's good. It's sated my wanderlust for a bit. Maybe we should have done that one first. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm looking forward to being back home where the Super Nintendo is. Makes streaming a lot easier. Instead of having to do all the stuff I'm currently doing, with just setting everything up on this thing. On this, this picnic table. But not really a picnic table. It's a patio table. But still. What did I just pick up? I got the mouse. I got the hat. Okay. I can't swap. I just can have my mouse buddy do back and forth. That wasn't what I wanted. Get the feeling I'm gonna want those down. Yeah, I was right about that. What I was wrong about was which side I'm gonna need to be on. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to just getting some more request stuff done. It's been a while since I've accomplished anything. I really want to get like some Dark Souls done while I was out here, but that didn't work. It just didn't work. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Oh, magic hats, maybe. How can I use the magic hat to kill those? Or Cape of Vengeance. My rat buddy can zoop. I can bring him back and have him zoop for me to kill the dudes. They're on the ground. This is not what the plan was, Rat. Also kind of looking forward to Dick Feynman's request. Probably going to message him in a bit, or a bit tomorrow when I'm on the plane. Find out when a good time would be for him. So I actually don't know what time zone he's in. Always makes it hard to schedule things when you don't know what time zone someone's in. But yeah, one of the other things about doing it this way is, like, I don't have really access to all the peripherals I'm used to. That makes sense. Like, I cannot stream with... I can't do a mouse and keyboard game. Okay. That's what I needed. And then I can come down here. We can play the same mouse game. That wasn't good enough zooping. Perfect. And we're out of there. But yeah, a couple of things I had on my list of games I could potentially play turned out to be games you really need a mouse and keyboard for. Like, I was considering trying to play The Looker, because I think The Looker is a funny game. That kills me. Let's not do that. It's a parody of The Witness, which is amusing. But that's a mouse and keyboard game. There was another one that was about sort of like... perspective and stuff. Kind of in the antechamber realm of things. I don't think I wanted to do that. Maybe I did. We'll find out shortly. Okay. I solved it. I feel like there was more to that puzzle than I actually saw. Oh, and this area is over. I don't really need to press any of the buttons, but I feel compelled to press all of them. Am I in need of an NES turbo controller? This is supposed to be where the mail is delivered. Are you sending me delivering me a letter? Need of an NES Turbo Controller, NES Game Genie, or SNES Game Genie. I definitely don't need an SNES Game Genie, and I don't need an NES Game Genie either, as tempting as those might be. I should try the Necromouser again. I didn't actually I need an NES controller, period, honestly. I only have one right now, and it's really an SNES controller with a funny adapter. One of those I really should... Wait a second. Maybe there's a rule about these guys I didn't understand. Let me check something here. Okay, yeah, they notice when the rat gets behind them. But that doesn't mean this idea is entirely dead. I do need an NES controller for when I play Zelda 1, because you need to be able to press down on that to make certain things happen. Down on the second controller. Yeah, that's less helpful. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to do something really silly to make this work. Joy-Card Sanyu controllers, regular NES layout, just have turbo buttons and a headphone jack. How does that work? I'm curious. To press... Didn't you tell me I need a second controller for Zelda? How you doing, Fisk? Famicom expansion port has audio. True. That's true. No? Okay, well, I guess I don't need to worry about that then. I only need a second NES controller in case I want to have other people play games with me. Which probably isn't the worst thing to acquire, but still. I guess that's the game here. I do that instead. It worked. It's got a red RCA jack split off from the end of the controller connector. Interesting. Gonna be an SMB3 contest. Stop making them because levels keep getting corrupt. Yeah, I don't know about the tooling in that. Possible soft lock in Zelda with SM controller, but it's unlikely. I mean, in which case I just have to restore from the last save. That's not the end of the world in Zelda. It's interesting. Alright, this level's just methodical. Yeah, for some reason I thought you needed that just in... Aw, nuts. Want these Rognam for free, otherwise you put them in the trash. Well, I'm still on the East Coast, so I can't really do much about that right now. But, let me think about that. I'm definitely thinking about it. It's one of those, it doesn't hurt to have an extra controller anyway, sort of things. In case, I don't know, the other one breaks. But it's more likely the adapter will break, because I have, you know, a box full of Super Famicom controllers. That I otherwise have little use for. Save the free controller. That's a good argument. It's a really good argument. It's a really good argument. Man, that is a sketchy move. Got to put in the trash today, just soonish, doing spring cleaning. Ah, nice. I am always in favor of doing spring cleaning. I've got some of that I need to do when I get home. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there is a way to kind of get behind them. Which is a lot easier to do here. That could have gone poorly. Just gonna wait. We're not in any big hurry, me and my mouse. Yeah, that was all panic and it still worked out. What? Oh, come on. That was the last one. I think I can do it from this angle, too. That makes this a little bit less annoying. Until I get arced. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have. Nuts. Gonna wait another... Oh, actually... Did anyone ever play Unreal Tournament? I feel like I'm translocator killing these guys. In general, suggest saving any gaming stuff and going in the trash. Yeah, probably a good point. There are limits, though. Don't think I'd want something that was, like, really well-soiled or whatever. A well-used controller is not always the best thing. And of course, if it was like, you have to also pick up Hockey 94 if you want this pad, I might decline. Because nobody wants Hockey 94. Or Baseball 96 or whatever specific year game. Pentina. I don't think that works. That way. Like, copper is nice and all, but you don't generally want copper pentina on your gaming stuff. I hate this room. Like NHL 94 on Sega CD. I am just not a sports game person. Like, the only sports game I think I ever enjoyed was NBA Jam, and NBA Jam isn't so much a sports game. It's an experience. I mean, it's still a sports game, but you can also shove people, which you're not supposed to do in, you know, basketball. I also have an SNES. It worked when you last used it. Don't have a power adapter. I actually have two. I have a Super Famicom and a Super Nintendo, so I'm pretty well set for those. But if you are going to throw it away, I wouldn't say no, I suppose. Never hurts to have a third. Yeah. I only have one SNES power adapter, though. Much in the way that I think I only have one Super Famicom power adapter. You also have an SNES that was going to be thrown out. Why? Ah. UW friend was going to toss it? Oh, okay. Wait, I misunderstood your sentence. I assumed you were thinking about throwing it out and then decided not to. Which makes a lot less sense. You could put it in the shed with all the regular Famicoms. That's made of Famicoms. Oh, dear God, I'm so sick of this level already. Don't throw out gaming stuff. Worst case, there's plenty of people who have to take it. Yeah. If to rescue, you should get social credits for the selfless act. How you doing, Dick Feynman? I meant to ask, if you don't mind revealing it publicly, and otherwise I'll just address it when I PM you, would you mind telling me what time zone you live in? Would help me figure out, like, some scheduling things, because I don't know most people's time zones except, like, Fiskbits and Calrassi's and a few others. I didn't even kill him. Because I'm going to be back in town next week, and I am looking forward to playing some Darkseid. And making sure Darkseid works on my computer before I make too many promises. But I already have the ISOs downloaded. Don't want to deal with Craigslist and don't want to have these things? Yeah. That's kind of the downside of trying to give things away for free if you're not, like, in a college-y area. You can't just leave things in a box and hope. Oh, come on! I am getting stuck here repeatedly. Nope. He's the right man. I am making no progress. Still require making a trip out to the game store. It's a special thing. Pretty good, Pacific. Oh, that is easy. Alright, cool. That is actually really easy to work with. I can... Yeah, that's one I know how to deal with. Japan time, still difficult. But I think I'll actually be able to do like a Dark Souls thing on Friday, so I'm going to message Louis tomorrow. See if that works for him. Don't like talking to strangers. That's fair. Fuck's sake. Why is that last Reaper so much more Reapery than the rest? Actually, you know, if I want to play it safe, I just wait till he turns around, maybe? Nope. Just kind of imagining, like, there's a drop box for unwanted game stuff. You just kind of, like, leave it outside and hope. Just imagine how many N64s would have ended up in there. Or Sega Saturns. What a sad console the Sega Saturn was. Ah. You know, I'm not even mad. That was just kind of cool. Yeah, you just go up, say, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Just hand him a Super Nintendo. They do also pay money, but that's another kind of pain. You have to negotiate, and they'll hem and haw. And especially, like, if you don't have, like, a lot of the original accoutrement, they'll be like, I don't really need that. Yes, trade is better than money. I've been to a GameStop or two. Ah, that was bad. BJ and AT keyboard, KVM switch, and a parallel printer. And a printer parallel port switch. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely have no use for those. just... At a KVM. Parallel for printers? Yeah, parallel is the correct one. I actually read a nice little history about the... a little article about the history of the parallel port. And yeah, it was basically designed for printers. Like, 100%. Like, the entire point of the parallel port was so that you could move more than one character of data around at a time, so the printer could have more than one character of data at a time. It has a lot of pins, but most of those in, like, the very basic mode don't do anything. I mean, you got your power ground and your other important stuff. But... And then there's, basically a bit... There's sort of a two-way semaphore thing they do, where it's like, I've got a byte for you, and then it says, okay, I've processed that byte, you can move along now. Apparently it's made printing a lot easier. About the switch to switch between your laser printer, black and white, and color desk jet. Because you only have one port. That's fair. That was a reasonable trade-off at a certain point in time. Because black and white laser is so much better than black and white inkjet. And color laser is still incredibly and irritatingly expensive. I feel like I'm just doing a lot of dice rolls. Just like, whether or not I will die on a given Reaper. There's probably something smart I could be doing that I'm not doing. That involves waiting more patiently. I'm gonna save my rat friend. Did it again. May take those to re-PC. Yeah, they probably would. Nothing else in the copper. And it's a shame because, like, VGA is such a simple protocol compared to the more modern ones. But VGA monitors are, you know, long on their way out. You know, even re-PC doesn't really want them. Had to get one for a prank once, and I still had to pay $10. And I was like, well, bring it right back. Nope. There we go. Finally, I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. Just don't press the exploding goat button. Oh, that was not a fun level. Not a fun level at all. Alright, what am I looking at here?
I have a 19 CRP you want one.
I am good, Squiggles. I do not believe I have need of a CRT right now. I just like the simplicity of CRTs. Oh. Suddenly, Pat realizes there's a lot more buttons down there. Alright, so... Which one did this one affect? Oh. I need to know the right set of buttons to press, not just press all of them. If I push that one there... Like, there's no free lunches here. Alright, you know what? Let's play with the top... Oh, I can't really play with the top ones. And in fact, I've made it worse. Because even if I figured out the correct permutation... these will break. Do rats stop these? Quick theory. No, they do not. Okay, that toggles those two. So I'm going to have to hit both of those to get it past that point. So that's going to be one of the last ones I hit. The middle one, that just drops that. That's it. That one is probably okay to, like, be the last one. This one toggles that and that. So I think for most of these, I want to hit the button and then the other button subsequently, like, immediately thereafter. So something like that, this one, and that one, and then hit this button last. You wanted this game, but I've seen these two levels. Not sure you want anymore. Well, you see the thing, Fisk, just to point out this. This is only one section. This isn't even in the mainline any % sort of part of the game. Like, basically, you play through all of the parts with the mirrors that don't connect further. This one's not bad. It's just lockpicking. Like, I just had to spend a minute and think about what I was planning to do before doing it. The other level, however, I will admit, was complete and utter balls. Right. That one goes last, so I punt this one left. It's kind of bizarre this one's the theme for this one, given that, like, this is the Parish of the Necromouser and you're not doing any cool mouse stuff. Okay. I want the hat, clearly. That's death. That's too far, so I need the mouse buddy for that. I think I want to, like, get this thing out. I think that's the crux of this level. There we go. And now it just goes on a tear. And then I get the hat, which is all... I see what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong. I forgot ice things reflect all things. So I'm just going to wait for this to kind of go back up and around the track, because I don't need to be in any big hurry here. There we go. Alright, that one's done. Ah, man, I don't like this plan. Okay. One too many zoops. Also, something interesting happened. What happened there? What happened there? Not 3, just 2, Pat, just 2. Just 2. Okay. I don't know why I feel the need to grab the hat so early. Send him out. Alright, well, it didn't happen again. But I think this level has an interesting secret that I need to figure out. We'll deal with that after. Might have to do with that other door there. Alright, what are we doing here? Alright. I'll push this. It raises up the whole thing by a floor. That feels like a good option. I see. Okay. We'll do that. I'm not sure what else I want yet. And then what do these do? That opens the path. Ah. And that's why that's a problem. Brilliant. It's like, man, I can just do this. This would be great. Who needs to solve a puzzle when you can just go straight to the exit? Okay. So that opens that, which I'm going to assume I need. Not quite sure what this is going to do. I see. I also see what I'm supposed to do here. This game is very kind at times. Alright. Wonder what the purpose of those was. Some odd things in here. Some things to ponder. Alright. Got the mouse hammer. That's the wrong button. Alright, mouse hammer. What's the button to cause him to do stuff? Okay, it's X. Yeah, I think it's gonna align to that block. I can't climb ropes because I'm a goat. Okay. What do I want to try and accomplish here? Guess I can try to get my rat buddy into some position. Okay, that just holds it there. Interesting. That's not a mechanic I've seen yet. Okay, that's cool. I don't remember if I could... Wait, what? Oh, it stays. It's persistent. Intriguing. So I could punt this, but I think it wouldn't do me any good. It did me no good. It actually did me good. That's weird. What if that was intended? You know, I probably should have taken advantage of that to actually get the thing I was supposed to get. Well, at least we can short-circuit that one. Alright. So, cool. I'm on this side of things. Well, I can get back around. That's what matters, I think. I also want to apparently get this over somewhere else. I see. So that gets stuck there. Why do I care about being in that area? So I guess I could do it with one of these. Rather than that one. Except I can't get down with that. Can I kick it out of it? Let's find out. No, you cannot. That area down to the right is bugging me. I don't think this is the correct solution. Like, at all. But whatever. I know better than to complain when given a gift like that. Oh, lovely. One of those areas you can't actually see all that well. Five more minutes. I'm with you, sleepy goat. Unfortunately, we weren't... Or sleepy sheep. Unfortunately, we weren't actually there, but, you know. Okay. Because it's bugging me. I think there's a secret here. Which unfortunately means we have to redo some of this puzzle. Go around. Okay. Working theory. There may in fact be some sort of secret level accessible by killing these guys. Wait, why doesn't he just kill those? Oh, because he doesn't open it. Ah, okay. Alright. That plan kind of backfired. Didn't get either of them, but didn't die. Alright, I think what I'm supposed to do is just, like, use my mouse buddy to get the saw blade in there. So let's see what we can do. Nope. Screwed that one up. Got one. That's way too late. Cool. Interesting. We found a secret. Through the stained glass. You gotta try the stained glass level. Oh, not this one. Also, this one is blindingly yellow. Yeah, I remember these. I do not need to do that one. Not right now. Let's see, 8, 7. Let's go 7. That track is a banger, but the longer I spend here, the more I become obsessed with the past. I don't think it's healthy. Go in, goat. Okay. Tiny hammer. Try that again. Okay, what is my goal here? I think I want my mouse buddy to hit this button. I don't think that helped a whole lot. I see. Guess I need to use my mouse buddy to... I think I can just make that jump. I'm just gonna try to make that jump for the hell of it. Yeah, I can just make this jump. And then I need to get my mouse buddy into the right location. Okay, cool. Okay, unmouse, remouse. Don't fall on that stupid thing. Yeah, they clearly designed this level with that solution in mind. Right. I can do two things at once. I cannot, in fact, do two things at once. Okay. Squish. That is a narrower time frame than I was expecting. Even with my attempt to cheat here. Okay. Can I even make that jump? Like, what's my goat jump height? I'm actually a little bit worried that I can't make that jump. I would have just gone around a loop. Didn't even need to mess with that. Okay. I just need to fall directly down there. I don't like it. We'll try again. I begin to wonder if I'm doing it wrong. My basic premise for this level is just off. Because there's just not that much time. And there's just not that much height. I stopped to think and didn't actually inform my fingers that's what we were doing. It's more that I was taking a moment to think about, like, what's the next step? Because I think I actually need to go up around the loop. Now I'm going to wait so I can milk the time a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I think I need to jump off that so I can get up into that upper area. Because I don't think I can actually jump a height of 5 blocks, but this is not the level to find that out. Even with the double jump. Hey. Goat. There we go. Much better goat. Nope. Come on, goat. Or come on, rat. There we go. Okay. There we go. That was the plan. Okay. Dear Lord. I think what I'm supposed to do is this. Drop it. No. Okay, I needed to charge. I needed to drop, charge, and then jump. I just did things in the wrong order. But I have the solution, I think. We'll see if I'm right in a moment. Move this freaking headphone cord. Nope, too long. Too long to wait. Too long of a wait. Drop it, twist it, pull it, past it. Bop it! How you doing, Kappa? I didn't let it drop. I wasn't thinking about rats. Rat movement is tricky movement. No, I really gotta go faster there. You good? Excellent. It's my last day on the East Coast. Been pretty nice. Had bratwurst. Can't go wrong when you have a good bratwurst. Wait. Oh, no. Could I... You know what? I just want to play with this one really quick. I don't even care about the tiny hammer right now. Because I just want to see what I can do in terms of movement here, because it's bugging me. See if I can get on top of that platform. I think I can do it. Okay, maybe I can't do it. Either way, this is just... There we go. I think that was actually what they wanted us to do. And I wasn't paying attention, so I gotta wait again. Boop. There we go. Beautiful. Done. Oh, glad that one's over with. Alright, what is this? More tiny hammer time. Okay. Got my tiny... Just used for blocking purposes. No thank you. Solve that problem. Nuts. Wait, what? I see. And then that will hit this block, which will cause magic to occur. I may have made a mistake. I definitely made a small mistake there. Okay. Okay, I have my rat brick. And then we turn him into an actual brick. And then that opens that. And I hit this button. And I have no idea what these switches do. Oh, they reset in case I screwed up. Okay. I felt very confident in my goat movement. I could have dropped the rat, but I didn't. It's actually pretty nice out here, minus a few minor issues. What do I want to accomplish here? Not that. Yeah, because I need to punt it from the right side, but I think the way these things fall, they fall straight down, don't they? They don't keep momentum. Plunk. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, I think what I need to do is drop my mouse buddy in just the right spot. Punt this. Brick. Okay, that was not the brick I needed. Might have been a little bit too long to wait for brick. This might work. We'll find out shortly. The answer was no. You know what? Let's find out what the two switches do. I don't even know what they do yet. I see. I definitely need the brick. Definitely need the brick. Okay. That one feels like it could be a middle one. And let's see if that fails us, because it'll drop straight down. Yeah, I needed to not break both. I waited too long to unbrick it. That looks too central. That looks good. Nope. Yeah, maybe. We'll try it. I'm not confident in this one. Nope. That thinged both of them. Oh, no! You know, I was thinking maybe I could drop the mouse and get him to be, like, on the edge and maybe it'd catch it. I don't know. We'll see what happens this time. Still procs both. So there must be more to this puzzle than I think. I need him to walk the other way. That might work. Let's find out. Alright, I don't know if that was the intended solution, but it worked. I was itching. Was tempted to go and get put that coat on, but I'm not sure I want it yet. Okay. Definitely want to press that. That didn't work, because I didn't actually press any of the right buttons. I don't... Oh, I guess I do need to go up there. There we go. Okay, cool. Now I'm on top here. Alright, that was a much easier level. That was much easier. Okay. Okay, tiny hammer. Yeah, trying to mouse guard didn't work. Oh god, actually. Oh, I see. I don't even want to go down. I see. I keep releasing ways to... This is literally the game Mousetrap. Just more ways for my rat to die. My impatience was my undoing. As it frequently is. I think I might have made it worse. Alright. Cool. No! I made everything worse. Okay. I don't think there's much of an option there. Okay. Alright, well... I successfully made it so that these didn't kill any of the dudes. And I still have to get through the gauntlet. I definitely want to set those guys up so that they're on the correct path for me. Yeah. I think I kind of see it, and that I've just been ignoring the important bit here. Okay, I'll get one of them, I think. Or maybe I don't understand how any of this works. Yeah, I don't understand any of this works. Like, even if I use the mouse to block... I don't really think I've improved the situation. Oh. Pfft. I could just walk forward. I guess that worked. That's how you kill that guy. No! Okay, I have a plan now. At least most of a plan. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. My impatience was once again my undoing. In retrospect, I forgot to do the thing I was gonna do, which was move. Like, I can deal with the problems when I get down there. After we do the important thing. Right. Boom. I do love all the different statues my Rat Buddy turns into. It's a nice little touch. Yeah. Okay, that's the other problem with my plan. Is that it drops me off in a bad state at the end. Well, that's marginally better. I killed two on accident. I can just wait a cycle. And this is fine. Like, they're not going to get to my Rat Buddy. I think I'll be fine again. With a little luck. Yep. Just need a little time. Okay, what's next? Oh, we're done with that section. Gotta drop my rat off. What? Who are you? I don't normally like unexpected things in my life, but maybe this time it's for the best. Very introspective sheep. Alright. Off to the grave of Anguish. You double back to look more for more of your friends? I must say, I'm impressed with your spirit. We may have made some poor decisions. But I'm not going to hold that against me. There we go. Alright, into the breach once again. Alright, collect hat. Drop rat. Beautiful. Alright, that works. I did that perfectly. Just look at that. No bones about it. Alright. You know what? I just know better. I just fucking know better. Whatever this does, it's bad and evil. Yep. It was a trap. Alright, so this entire room is highly flammable. Well, is this a problem? I may have blown up most of the room. No, that's just the end of the statement. I may have blown up half of the room. I don't have any fancy hats. Nope, it was not a problem. Just had to get lucky, I guess. I remember this area being kind of silly. Alright. Okay. Like, I could run the gauntlet, but why? Actually, no, seriously, why? Why should I run the gauntlet? It's a silly little area full of bones and everything. You know, I forgot that I could just be a goat and take care of some problems. I was too busy thinking with hats. Like that. That's a goat problem I can solve. This is fine. There's plenty more bones where those came from. Not sure how I'm going to get to them, but there are plenty more where those came from. I collapse this structure. Slowly. I'm going to put my rat forward just in case. Yep. Okay. This doesn't really matter which side I do first. It's kind of cool you can actually slam after hatting. Not something that actually matters in practice. Okay. Just gonna put my rat buddy here in case, so I can do something. Just take a moment. Oh, I see what I wanted to do. That's a problem. Now let's see how gutsy I'm feeling. Incredibly is the right answer there. Damn. All right. He can go on the bottom. I can get a list a little bit closer before I hit myself. Oh, what's this? Silly little guy. Aw. I'm not set up to listen to things right now, but I'll definitely have to listen to that after I'm done this evening. The downside of the setup I have is I can't really touch the computers without it making a horrible noise. Because both laptops are on the same table as the microphone. Okay. Hit this. And I think I want to put the rat here. No. I'll put the rat back. I see my problem now. Oh. You know, this level would actually be better without those two skulls at the bottom. Wear gloves so don't make sound when you touch them. I don't think that's what is actually causing that. I also don't have any gloves. I'll probably put on my coat after the end of this level, because it is getting kind of cold out here. I just need the rat to not be in harm's way. I meant to press X. Like I said, it's fun streaming outside every once in a while, but I am getting ready to be done with it. It especially makes, like, cleaning up after stream a lot more just irritating, because I gotta pack up everything that's here, take it back inside. Okay. Cool. Hit this one. Oh, I killed it. That solves that problem. In retrospect, I could have just done that earlier. Okay. Swap with rat. And we'll just kind of let him get us to victory, I guess. I don't really need to walk over there, because I have a rat with a hat. So problem solved. Well, maybe I'll finish this section. Nah. Alright, it's go time. One sec. You know what the funny thing is? It took me about, 4 streams to figure out, oh yeah, I could just, put everything in my backpack and bring it with me. Would have been a smart thing to do from the outset. I don't like these rooms. Okay, I think I see what I'm supposed to do. At least I think I see what I'm supposed to do. Wait, this is a one-way. There's a hat there. I need the hat. How am I gonna get that hat? Okay. Well, I did that. Hope that doesn't hose me. That's a hole. Get the feeling that you're not supposed to do that? I don't know. I mean, it did cause a laser to go, and lasers are pretty cool. I bet that thing probably causes lasers to shoot out. Anything up there? Why would I ever go up there? kind of wondering if this one has another stained glass window. In fact, I don't know. I look at where I was on the map to see if it even made sense. No, it doesn't make any sense. There's probably not a stained glass window here. Probably not. Okay. Wait, where's the door? Pat suddenly realizes his brilliant plan depends upon getting to a door he doesn't know where it is. Because darkness gimmicks are fun. I don't think they have the door. Put the rat up there just to do something. Leave those guys alone, because I don't think I need them. Oh, I needed to drop the rat in the first room, so I could even have a chance of getting back. Okay. The key flew to the lower left. Oh, okay. That is a keen observation that I probably should have tried to make. I will definitely look at that next time it happens. How the hell do I get there? I have my hat. Okay. Yeah, I can get back to everywhere from in here, which is nice. Alright, so I've successfully opened the door. The question is, how does one get to that location? And did I hose myself by hitting all of the skulls? Okay, I'm gonna use my rat buddy to do some exploring. That appears to be a void. Oh, right, I can just teleport using my rat buddy. That solves that problem. Okay, not too bad. Ah, okay, I need to bring this down. That immediately failed it. Need to bring the saw down to the bottom. Okay. I've been lucky so far. Luck had to run out somewhere. That last one's a freebie, so as long as I can get, you know, one of these. I get down there. I think it was late. Oh, it's perfect. Yep, like I said, freebie. There we are. Probably should stop banging up against the walls. It's not doing me any good. I like the random gear. Where's the plinth? I'm tired of exploring alone. Will you stay with me? No. Oh, it was right there? Oh man, I walked way far away. Furby? What? There's no Furbies here. Just sheep. Alright. Time to go to the Lair of Toragos. Go, your friends are with you. Your burdens together are strength. I knew you would come back. What's the harm in going a bit further, even if you've already saved all your friends? It's true. It's true. Or we could go. We don't have to stay. Video's like 10 seconds? Okay. You ready to leave? If so, we better take cover quickly. Oh, right, I see the other yellow one. I just want to go talk to the dude up there. I'm exhausted. Simply exhausted from living up to your expectations. Continue if you must, beast. Why go further? The sheep are happy here. You can simply leave. You've done enough damage. Nope. Yo, you have a Furby and you're not getting rid of him. Wise, I think. Wise. Oh boy. Oh my. Video's 10 seconds. Alright, I'll check it out real quick. Give me a sec. I think. Alright, that's just gonna kill audio, which sucks, but whatever. Want to see the silly little critter. I'm waiting. Oh, okay. I was kind of figuring there was some sort of turn there. Guess not. Okay, that releases that. I don't like this room. Okay. I think I get this room. Mostly. To wait that cycle there? Can I wait that cycle there? No, I cannot wait that cycle there. Just gonna go around the second time. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, I was really expecting, like, you know, to actually like have a beef or something. I see. I guess what I want to do is carefully try to align them. Closer. It's gotta be very fast. There we go. So I need to... What am I trying to accomplish right here? Stop and think. Man, I can't tell what these do. I don't think those are blocks I can push, which is annoying. That's not bad, actually. If I punt this, though, it will do something. All three of these. I want it to stop, presumably. So I guess we'll do this and see what happens. I brought him down. Why do I want that? I want to... I could bring him down another floor. I can't break this. Nope, that didn't help. Wait, actually... Hello. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, I think I did the right thing. Oh, except I can't get back now. Alright, well that was a minor problem. Minor setback. Just a small issue. It's a weird level. Okay. So I just kind of need to be ready. No. I made it worse. I made it much worse. It's almost 2 gimmicks at the same time, without giving me time to really learn the other one. Okay, so I think what happens I can travel the bottom path. I think. Now I'm just thinking about Furbies. That's not helping either. What a weird thing that was. They also were not allowed inside military installations, as I found out, because they were worried that somehow Furbies would be spying for the Chinese or something. I still think you can go down that path. You know, it was for the best. The run was already dead. Wait, what am I doing? Don't do that. There. One of those 90s things. Like Aibo. Like, who wants a virtual dog? At least Tamagotchis made sense. Tamagotchis? I forget. Nuts. My sister had the Pikachu one. Way back in the day. But really, when you got down to it, they were just kind of glorified pedometers. Yeah, that still works. Why am I given options here? Like, why does it matter where I stop this thing? Yeah, there's no way that I'm going to make that work. Can't actually make it over there. Ow. I was too busy being lost in thought. Okay. So, why am I given latitude to pick which spot this barrel's at? Right? That alone is an interesting thing. Stop the barrel here, and then that's not going to work, so let's mix that one. Either of these makes no difference, does it? Like, why is it giving me this choice? Like, I could bring him down, but he's not going to do anything now. In other spots, would he do something? Could I move the barrels in a slightly different way? Like, if I were to put... No, someone can get both him and the barrel on the same side, I don't think. See what happens if I hit this down. It doesn't do anything. So, like, I think there's something I'm supposed to do that isn't blow up that barrel there. Wait. Wait. That other barrel. That did something different. Because it fell through the floor. This entire thing is an interaction. Like, this puzzle screams to me there was a cute interaction someone realized. And took advantage of it. Yeah, I think this makes sense. So I do this, and push this barrel. Something different happened, right? So let's observe. Down. Getting back to Here's my question. Do flames go through... Okay, so it's going to drop. Let's take a moment and think. Okay, this one's going to drop through this hole. I think I see it. Maybe. What if I do this? Put that there, put that there, put that there. I'm not convinced this is the solution, but I think it'll be interesting. And let's try not to get blown up while we're doing this. Okay, that wasn't interesting. That wasn't interesting at all. I don't want it shooting backwards. What I really want it to do is I want it to shoot this barrel outward. So... But I need to be able to drop something here to make that work. That does nothing. If I drop that there, it also does nothing. Let's try this again. I'm not convinced it's going to make a huge difference, but I just want to try it again. Just to watch it. I'm not even going to go down there. Yeah, that just catches fire. Yeah, I still think I can make it on the bottom. Like, I think there's a puzzle solution here, but I'm not seeing it. I don't think I really care enough. And I think I can go on the bottom if I'm careful. But I definitely think it has to do with flowing that. Maybe not. Gotta stop squishing my goat. Wait a second. I can use my rat buddy to move this. I don't need to put this specifically where it wants me to put it. I can put it further back if I want. What would that mean? So let's say this, and then that. And then we drop that, because I don't need it anymore. Push this that way. Like, I'm not entirely... will he fall off? No. Alright, well, that's our next problem. Now, what happens if I do this? That was interesting, but unhelpful. I think I need to target... I think the idea is right, but my targeting is bad. Like, I need to make it so that he's stuck firmly on the right side of that. I'm waiting way too long. That's exactly the pattern I want, I think. Okay. Next. Hit that. So force it that way. I can drop that barrel. Do I want to drop that barrel? I think the answer is yes. Yes, I do. Because with this setup, I can drop the Reaper too. He'll fall down. Like, I have some latitude to play with things. So I guess we'll see how this works. I'm going to drop this barrel, which gives me this barrel to play with. Barrels are fun. If I dropped him here, I wouldn't be able to kick the dang thing, though. It'll fall down into this hole. It'll kick this barrel away. I think this works. All right, we're going to find out now. I'm going to punt this over. Drop our Reaper buddy. And fail it. Fail it bad. I think I have the right plan. Well, something resembling the right plan. Or I have way overthought this puzzle. You know, one or the other. Okay, dropping down. I had a lot further to fall. That's still a bit too late. Doop. That's perfect. You just can't speed up things like that. I'm surprised how often I'm getting, like, nice alignments. I guess the other downside I forgot to mention since I watched the video was that, like, since I'm on a Mac and I'm only capturing this application's audio, which is really nice. Like, if the Mac decides to go ding or whatever other thing, that's not gonna matter because I'm only capturing a Scapegoat 2. But it's this one. Okay. Ah, okay, I think I see it. Maybe. Okay, here we go. Okay, problem with my plan. Barrels don't actually move. That was solvable, though. Alright. Because I could have... Yeah, it isn't solvable with this. I don't know. I think I'm massively overthinking this now. Ah. Massively overthinking this. I am getting better at getting those to stick in exactly the right spot. Because it's not going to drop. This does move that one freely. Yeah, okay, actually. Alright. Drop him. The timing for that is unpleasant. Nope. Yeah, my least favorite thing about this new feature, though, is that when they give you a list of windows to look at, they're not sorted in any order. Like, not at all. Which is really bizarre. And it changes. And so if I ever have to switch games on Mac, I am definitely going to make it so I'm gonna have a background color while waiting for it. Because, like, there's no guarantee. It can just pop up with, like, one of my working windows, one of my MacVim windows, or my terminal windows. Frequently WireGuard. I was actually pretty okay with the WireGuard window popping up. But still. What? Alright, well, that was salvaging that. It does mean I have to get everything else working first. Okay, cool. Alright, that didn't work. I thought it would fall down. It didn't fall down. I mean, it fell down, but I think it didn't think it would maintain its momentum, but it did. I think I've just overthought this. Let's go back and try the other thing. See if I can sneak across the bottom of the bridge. Because at this point, I am missing something important on how this is supposed to work. I think I just have to wait until after the second one blows. Literally only one move there that could have failed. Oh, well. As long as he doesn't get stuck up there. Okay. The fact that there's a choice here still bugs me. Like, I still think that there's probably something really interesting I could be doing that I'm not remotely thinking of yet. Okay, and then don't panic there and wait for the third to blow. Like, the reason there's 3 keys is to prevent you from going over the top and still escaping. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Over that. Yep, that works. Probably shouldn't work, but it does. Yep. Whatever the real solution that was, I don't know what it is, and I didn't do it. Alright, we're a bit zoomed in here, aren't we? Alright, I don't have a lot of power here. That's a Toragos. And he just ate that. Okay, goes around, hits that button. I'm gonna turn. Can I do anything? Probably, no, I have to hit all of these on the way in. He's already stuck in a loop. Which means he's not going anywhere. Okay. So, I shouldn't hit any of these buttons, because they all prevent me from going anywhere. This button closes that off. Hit this button, closes that off. I need to hit both of those buttons to succeed. This opens Toragos. He moves to the right. He goes up. I can't impact his movement. There's 2 spots where I could impact his movement. No, there's none. He's stuck in a dang circle. So there's 2 things I have to do. I have to get out of here, which is a problem. The buttons do more than just move blocks. That one killed me. Let's poke the buttons and see. They also toggle these switches. Back on. Intriguing. Still have no choice but to push those first 2. Then we watch. What does he do? That brings that up. It's not one of the ones I needed to press for that. Then I have some independent moves I could have made. That's not one that works. That cuts that off. Is that the... No. I need to stop running into that thing. It's literally stationary. What are the tools at my disposal? I have the Toragos. I think that's what he is called. He's moving around. Ah. Right, push these buttons. I just want to poke them and see what they do. Alright. Have to start the Toragos. I think the idea is I'm supposed to manipulate him. Something more fundamental. Keep forgetting I have a rat buddy. Last few stages haven't really involved him. Okay. Just gotta kind of drop him off somewhere where he's not gonna get stuck. Try that again. Cool, my rat buddy is in a circle. I think that's just fine. See what happens now. He's still stuck in a circle. Less fine. Alright. So I put that here. Yeah, he'll get Ed. That's not ideal. Well... I think if I brought back the mouse before I hit the button. Trying to solve this with all the game's mechanics. Yeah, that's never happened before. I wanted before he hits that button. Nope. Going too fast. We still haven't actually gotten to the second half of the puzzle yet, which is tricking the Toragos into doing what I want. Okay. I think that's what I want. Oh, that was cool. Now, can I make it? The answer is no. Alright, so the other half is tricking the Toragos. What can I do to manipulate his movements down there? I don't think these switches are really going to help me with that regard. Could also allow me to bypass one of the switches. I also need to remember how Toragos works properly. Okay, I want to ditch that. Toragos frees me and then immediately dies. So that doesn't play well. Can mouse actually get back around that way? I don't think he can. Yeah, but then that... No, that still screws me. I think I just want to let the mouse run. That was entertaining, but not good. Bypass one of the switches. That one pops that. That one pops that. This one pops that. I didn't push that fast enough. He's gonna hit that switch, which did that. What would I want him to do, even if I could get him out? Like, what? Oh, wait, I need to... Oh, I see, okay. So I need to get... Once I'm out, assuming it me and the Torgalos out. I need to get him to come down through here, and then he'll loop through and eat the key. That helps. All right, cool. So I figured out the second half of the puzzle. It's just the first half I need help with. And by that I mean I need to figure it out. Okay. Might not be in the right arrangement to disable the switches. Yeah. Problem I have is that I kind of need... What if I do this? Prevent the Torgalos. Open the gates. Pop that down. Alright, now Torgalos is in a loop. This is good for me. Yeah, this is good. I just have to figure out what the next step is. I need to get him... I need to get him to turn around, which is tricky. Let's come up here. No real change. Yeah, if he goes... Oh, no. I need him to get going through there. I don't know if there's a way I can actually combine those. Wait. Just gonna wait. I'm overthinking this. I am massively overthinking this. I'm not overthinking this. Yeah, there's no way to get back. Not fast enough. Got him. Okay, I'm out. Skulls would be disabled. Ow. I jumped into him. You know, one of the things that's bugging me, what purpose do those two things serve? I think the skulls are permanently disabled now. Or they're, like, just pressed. I don't think I can depress them. Which is probably for the best. I don't have a magic hat, so I can't switch places with my rat. I can get my rat up here, which is interesting, but not really something I need right now. Need to be careful where I stand when I'm doing these things. Okay, that guarantees that. This would guarantee it dies, which is bad. Had one skull disabled earlier. I think that's before I pressed the skulls. I think when pushing the buttons, it would also break the skulls. But I have to reset to do that, and I don't want to do that since I got Torgalos in a pattern that I think I want him in. For the time being. Okay. He has corners. The only spot where I have, like, the ability to change his location would be over here. If I can get him to go left there, that would solve my problems, actually. But I can't because he's in the way. The buttons disable the skulls with good timing and a rat friend. That's true. With my rat buddy, I could do that. I guess I don't care too much if he dies here, do I? No. I mean, the problem with this is disables those, but then he dies, which means I can't get out. Has the same net effect. And he can't go across the Toragos spawn because that kills him. Like, that's the way I get out. But my other thought is, I don't know if I even want to be in there. Wait a second. Okay, that's still solid. That was my next thought. Like, the way to win this, as I can see it here, is to be to the left of him up there. I can't get through there. My rat buddy's not going to do the job because he's only homing in on goats, not rats. Because he is not going to make decisions anywhere else that make sense. He only makes decisions on T-points. If he's on a corner, he has to turn. If he's on a T-point, he makes that decision. The buttons I have to press will not result in him making another decision so much as just dying. Which doesn't help. Like, how long of a... Like, maybe that's an option? Like, I've successfully done that, but I don't think I can get to the other skull in time to prevent Rat from dying, which keeps me stuck in here. Like, it's an interesting mechanic. Wait. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with Toragos pushing buttons then. Because that's an option. I completely forgot that's the thing that happens. Alright, let's try this out. Let's see what happens differently. That just undoes that. I don't think this is the route I need to take. It's interesting, but I don't think it's the route I need to take. Like, I think that the starting thing by running through with the rat and keeping him alive for this little bit is correct. I'm not convinced there's any arrangement of these switches that would result in not killing Toragos. That almost doesn't. If I could kind of get him to do like an L turn here, what would that mean? He'd come in at this height. I could get on top of him. Like, if I could get him to turn around here, he'd have to get in there, and then I'd have to change something. But that just drops him downward, and that's not going to do it. Actually, maybe that's the key. Nope, that's not the key. I need to have two of these blocks apart from each other. That's one. These both activate the same blocks, don't they? Checking. Yeah. Like, maybe conceptually, I trick him into coming in here. You know, he'll only come in on the top part. But then he's gonna hit the wall there. Can I preempt a wall? If I stand here, put that back. This might be possible. Okay, here's the new plan. I hit this switch. I hit this switch and I get him to come in, and then I hit the other two switches to try and get him to come back out before he dies. He'll hit that switch, he'll hit that switch. Maybe there's a leeway time. Okay, maybe not. Need to hit the top one first. Like, I think what could conceptually be the thing is there's some extra time before he explodes that I can work the switches. Okay. Okay, so then I want him to go over there, and then I'll hit this switch and that switch. Alright. Here we go. Oh, no. I have to get him stuck in there, which means I can't move. Okay. Right. Because once I try to get him... Actually, no. Once he's in here, I can still move. Oh, no. Ah. Simply doing that doesn't help. I actually have to do the thought process behind it. I think I see a way. I'm not entirely convinced it works the way I think it does. Okay. I need to get the other one to move. My thought was if I have some leeway time, he'll make a turn after he gets stuck. I'm not entirely convinced this will work, but we can at least test the theory. So let's get him stuck. Yeah, okay, there's a little bit of leeway time. There wasn't enough leeway time, but there was a little bit of leeway time. So we saw that he turned after he got stuck. I think that's the mechanic that's the key thing here. Is that it's not that he just gets hit in the dead end. I do need to actually be fast about it. Okay. So I want to play with these for a sec. So for this to work, I need... that combination. So I'll need to hit both of these. And then see if that does anything. Because that's my only guess at this point. Okay, let him take a lap. Okay. No, he'd loop back into himself anyway, so that doesn't work. Now that I look at it more carefully. Yeah, so, like, I need to be over here. There's no ground over there. There's no way to get Toragos to go a different direction because the first step actually puts him in this mess. Still not certain the purpose of those first two critters. I could kind of stand up here and think for a moment. Why is there a mouse hole there? I don't know. Unless you are asking a rhetorical question. A non-rhetorical question. Like, what I really want to do is I'll always hit this switch. What I really want is to have a 2-space open here, but I don't think there's any combination that'll give me that. It's a real question. Okay. I mean, it could have been a red herring, but there's not a whole lot the mouse can do there. At least for me right now. I didn't accidentally pick up a magical hat and forget about it, because that would solve the puzzle if there was a magical hat. if I could get up there. I can't charge through the Toragos spine. There's no way for me to get him to turn... Oh, here. Boing. Like, that part feels too good to be wrong, right? You know, if I had to guess... Oh, no. Because you can't really even use that for timing. Yeah, he only makes decisions down here in the lower left-hand corner. All of the other ones are straightforward. The only way I can make him make another decision is this, which sucks. I can't move another block into position for that. Thump. Yeah. Even if I could do that, I can't get back. Very much, it looks cool. I don't think it's a good idea. Why is there a mouse hole here? What tools do I have that could change things? Like, why is there even a Toragos gate up there? There's no way I could get this guy to get into this area with the Toragos gate. Like, no combination of these seem, like, useful right now. Where are we in this map, anyway? 2 rooms from being done with, you know, most of the game. Like, we're pretty far into this. I'm certain there's an answer. Mostly because I have actually beaten this chunk of the game before, I think. But I don't have a good answer for that. Okay. Charge back. Get back into our steady state. Is there any mechanic about Toragoses that I've forgotten? They always home on you. When they get to make a decision, they pick the turn that puts them closer to you. What I really want to do is be about 6 squares to the left, so that he'll turn left when he gets to the bottom, curve around, assuming he has enough. How many units is this Toragos wide? He's 6 units wide, so I think he could turn around. Unless there's a way to, like, truncate the Toragos, which I'm not convinced there was. Maybe that's a mechanic I forgot. It's like, get him in there, and then try to, like, cut off part of him. Not the dumbest of ideas. No, it doesn't. Refuses to move. I can't cut off part of him. There's something I should do with those guys at the get-go that would be different. Is that gear just a background thing, or does it actually do something? I think it's just a background element. It's very suspicious. Oh, because that's the spawner for this guy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a point where I would skip, but I don't have a lot of other options. There's literally just the one stained glass level. Yeah, if anyone has any really good ideas, I am happy to hear them at this point. Because I'm out of anything resembling ideas. Because, like, my only idea really was that I could get him to kind of double back on himself here. But then I think he just double backs on himself and dies. And the timing hasn't worked out yet. So I could try that one more time. Oh, shoot. I forgot I need the rat for the rest of that. Rat for the rest of that. Okay, so the initial position is this. And then I'll go hit... the other one. The other two. Yeah, that took too long. It's possible, conceptually possible, I need to use, like, the mouse for timing for that. If that's actually the answer, I'm not terribly thrilled about that. Okay, so if I want the mouse to come back around and do that, the easiest thing to do is just let it get up there. Flip the jump. Indeed it is. How you doing, Steven? Seems so devoid of possibilities, you expect a mistake is being made earlier. I mean, I feel like that first few steps feel really right. Well, that's a way to get him to die I hadn't done yet. Blurg, indeed. Heat is killing you, not in the figurative sense. 2 ventilators running all the time doesn't help. Oof, that sucks. How hot is it? It's not too bad here, but it's also late at night. And I'm sitting outside, so... Yesterday was pretty warm, though. Today's a lot better. Had some rain. Cooled things off. Don't like the start. Feels very brute forcey. Alright. I mean... The doors have to be open for me to get the Toragos out. There's no question about that. I can't put the rat out at a different point, because otherwise he just dies. 17 Celsius? Where it's like 20... Yeah, 17's not too bad. But 27, yeah, that's much worse. Add some humidity. It's not ideal. Don't have any actual ideas, though. Yeah. It was interesting, the fact that we could turn the skulls off, but... 17's the point we become uncomfortable. Oh, what's 17? If only I'd paid more attention in Team Extreme. Weather disaster. I would remember how to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit off the top of my head. Or I could just double it and add 32, and it's kind of close. Let's see, 17... It's, 30, 34... 66? Yeah. 63. Okay. Yeah, 63 is cold. Very, very different climates. Super low heat tolerance. I believe that. Lived in Michigan for a short period of time, and yeah, that's what people did. Is like 65 was pool weather, which sounds insane to me in Seattle. Like 65 is, you need a jacket weather. It's not cold, that cold, but you need a jacket. Run on shorts and t-shirt for, oh, one of those people. That is cold. Yeah. I have one other idea. We'll see how this works, but it requires certain timings. I'm not convinced I'll get them. At least didn't kill him. Oh, now my rat's stuck in a loop. That doesn't help. Okay, right as he turns. No. That's like my only idea that kind of does anything, and it doesn't work. Yeah, we've been at this for a while. I'm vaguely tempted to look up the answer. So at least I know if I'm doing the first part right. Wait. I missed something. There was something important that happened. Let me show you the important thing that happens. When you hit this, that opens too. Why? I mean, obviously for the Toragos, but why even have... Because that's where I spawn. That's why there's a hole there. So I can't delay spawning this till after the Toragos goes by it, which would defeat the purpose. Actually, it would just get stuck in the room forever. So no, that's not helpful. It's interesting, but not helpful. Something I'd missed earlier, that was not open from the get-go. You didn't even consider turning. At this point, I am just throwing science at the wall, seeing what sticks. Like, I'm trying to think if there's any other mechanic I'm missing. But, like, this guy only turns at specific spots. He's not going to turn anywhere else. He's only going to turn down there or up here if I move the blocks. He's not going to turn here meaningfully. He's not going to turn here meaningfully. The things I have control over don't seem to do anything. Is there value in not spawning the stake right away? I don't think so, because the only thing I can do if I don't spawn the snake right away is push these buttons. Once I put my rat inward, I have to commit to releasing the snake, because otherwise it dies. What can we even do to influence the Toragos pass? Is there anything? I mean, in most of the normal levels, there's spots where you can influence him by standing in the correct spot. In this one, the one correct spot I want to stand, I can't because he's too long. So he's 6 long and it's 5 down there. So what I really want to do is like stand right there to influence him. But I can't. Well, I see an idea. I don't like it. But I see one. Okay, that almost worked. I think if I just walk, I think I might be able to walk across him. I think it's not about influencing his path. I think I just have to go for it. Yep, that was it. Just go for it. Toragos, I am not a fan of you. All right, here we go. Big level. I don't think I broke it. Oh, yeah, no, the block. Yeah, the box. Yeah, most of the time with Toragos levels, there's a dead end with a key, so consider the bottom left-hand corner. That's where the Toragos is going to have to end up at the end. But not immediately. Or that's where he spawned. Never mind. No, I was very enamored with him eating it too. I guess. Okay, what are my options here now? I can't go down. Okay, so first off, I want to spawn the Toragos. If I fall down here, bad things happen. Seems unlikely I could prevent that. Still think our first move is I want to spawn the Toragos. Well, I guess who needs stuff to stand on when there's a Toragos? Me, I need stuff to stand on. Okay. I can't... Oh, I can get out the top. Kind of. No, I can't get out the top. That's a dead end. I don't think, with how this is set up, I can avoid setting everything on fire forever. That strikes me as a bad deal. What I could do is try to get past all of that before that top bit burns down, optimistically, and get up to the top part and get the cape and figure it out from there. So let's try that. Well, it did say optimistically. Let's release the Toragos. There we go. That's a movement. That's a set of moves I want to make. Until I did that, which was stupid. But that feels way better. That felt mostly way better. There we go. Much better. Okay. That lets the route go pew. That is not the move I was expecting. But it works for me. Alright, Toragos is currently jammed, which is nice. It's just too much fun making the rat go. Well, that worked. For some values have worked. Alright, so I think I want to bait the Toragos. No, what? Ah, how did I even get him up there last time? Okay. Take advantage of Toragos. Die. Oh, he eats the first key. So I guess that does mean I'm going to need a dead end him by the end, which I hadn't considered entirely. But I did see other spots where I was going to need to mess with him. Okay. Just chill out for a sec. I failed to spawn the Toragos. Things I'm looking forward to, not having to wear headphones when I'm playing games like this. Currently wearing earbuds, and the cable is getting on my hand, and it's annoying me mildly. Okay, that's going to bring Toragos up here. Which, while hilarious, is definitely not what I want to do. Immediately. Okay, I understand why that happened. It took a moment, but I understand why that happened. I'm going to leave those in case I need those to manipulate the Toragos later. In fact, I'm going to try to leave the first one. I don't know if I can. Oh, maybe I can. I can jump on the Toragos first. It'll block all the shots. I'm not certain leaving all the bones alone is useful. Oh, never mind. I can't do that. I have to be past that point. Okay, so I'll have to eat that first one. There's no question. But these might be useful for Toragos manipulation at the end of the level, so let's not destroy them entirely. Okay, cool. Now the Toragos is coming to dinner. And there's no way for me to get him out, so I'm dead. How did I get him stuck in that loop last time? Way too early jump. That loop was really useful. I'd like to have more loop. Very happy to have more loop. Yeah, there we go. I just had to stand a little bit further back. Okay, cool. He's dead, which is nice. Okay, now the Toragos, if I bring him in... Yeah, I need him to eat keys, and then I need him to dead end. He also gets longer with every key he eats, which is another element that's important. So I was taking a moment and thinking, he's going to eat this other key there, and he's going to loop around. Yeah, I think I'm going to want to destroy these boxes. Give myself a little bit of space to move, but I think I need to bring in the Toragos now. So I do this, he'll move slightly differently next cycle. Yeah, there are many, many keys. Ah, I screwed it up. I should have gone left. That was a creepy noise. Alright, just chill. Think about... The Toragos levels are easily the most difficult, because you're trying to think about how this weird critter is going to move in response to what you do. At least I found them to be the most difficult of the levels in this game. That were not the stained glass levels, of which we have access to one, and it's one I don't want to. Ah. Nope. I wonder what's the record for the number of keys in a given level. Like, I feel like you could have a lot of keys. I mean, there's probably a relatively large but finite number you could have. It's probably very high, but I wonder how many is actually the case. Not dead yet. I am dead now. What's the deal with that one-way gate? Like, why is there just a one-way gate hanging out in the middle of space? Like, that one is bugging me. Up, up. Make sure he turns the other way so I have some time to play with my mouse, buddy. Alright. I get the feeling that probably wasn't a move I should be making. Though I'm not really sure why. Alright, well, let's bait the Toragos in now and see what we can do. In retrospect, it was pretty obvious that would have happened. Alright, Toragos. It's interesting to get access to this power-up when I really don't want it. Oh, crap. Like, I'm just not really sure what I want to do with the cape. Like, there's a lot of options, but I'm not certain any of them are good. Alright, here we go. No doubt I want to do that. Don't think I wanted to do that. I don't have to do that. Alright, well, let's get Toragos in here, and I'm going to try to not die to Toragos while I'm doing something stupid. He's going to go up and around. Oh, he pushes those blocks. Well, that was a mechanic I forgot about. Cool, he ate that one too. Welp. Okay. useful to remember, because I completely forgot he can push blocks. That does actually answer what to do there. Then the question becomes... I was already hosed for what I wanted to do there. How do I get to the bottom half? I was way too slow. Okay. So, 2 important questions remain. How to get into this area. And... I'm already toasted again. Don't have time to fix it up. Need to remember to stand in the place where I want to live. Otherwise, I won't live. Just gotta be ahead of myself here. Except for that part where I stand on the head. I don't want to be ahead of him. Anyway. What? I fell through him! I think my goat decided to just, like, phase through bone matter. There we go. Cool. Alright. Now, important thing, I don't have to use... Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter. I want that. Because I want him to push those blocks. I don't think he's going to push the breakable blocks. I can just crash my way into that. Goat decided to be created by Coffee Stain? Oh, he... Bastard! He found another way to me. Alright, I was busy looking at stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. I have a way to go down through these things. I don't have a problem here getting down there anymore. I have the cape. I can get that key by letting him do the things he wants to do anyway. So like there, I now have access to that area. It's a matter of paying attention so Toragos doesn't get me. That's how he dies. The 2 keys short. So I think I see exactly what I want to do now. It's just a matter of execution. So the plan here is leave as many of these alone as possible so he does have the ability to come back from that direction. Come up here. Do that. Okay. What's also important, now I want to lure him over here so that he does the thing. He'll come over here and get that. He'll take care of this for me. And now he goes through here where he will get himself stuck. Cool. Now I just have to not die. And I have successfully not died. I think that's it. That's it. Here we are. We're somewhere. But where? I feel I need to push all the buttons. I don't think I actually need to, but I feel the need to. Actually, I thinking... Oh, never mind. There's still one path forward. Not what I meant to do. No, that's just a chain. I can get up that way. Sometimes things aren't going to fit perfectly in place. It's the imperfections that make things memorable, I always say. So saith the sign. Yeah, that definitely didn't fit perfectly into place. All right. And so the goat observed the tower. And it was there. Until it exploded. It was a load-bearing goat, as it turned out. I'm fairly certain this is the exact same ending you get if you go out a little bit earlier. But yep, you escape the keep with your mouse buddy. And so it ends. FNA? Oh, okay. I haven't played this game in a long time. FNA is probably an XNA replacement. Albany High School Choir. Oh. Soundtrack mastering, playtesting and feedback. I want to say this is a Kickstarter game. What's up, McEmblem? How you doing? I have to assume it played the sounds, but I didn't hear them, which was weird. But yeah. I'm not quite done. I'm not quite done. Doing good. Miku said some words. Oh, good. Oh, I know why, because that thing wasn't in the forefront. I forgot I implemented that a while ago. Oops, there we go. Yeah, if that one isn't in the front, in the foreground, it doesn't play music. Because otherwise I figure, or it doesn't play Miku sounds. Because I figured otherwise it would drive me nuts at some point. But there's open source, squared libraries. Huh. Oh, FNA, XNA, there we go, I was right. Huh, I'm glad that it's not entirely dead. XNA was a pretty decent little game programming environment. Died way too soon. Way too soon. Anyway, thank you for the resub. 6 months. Dang. I died a lot. And discovered a lot of rooms and rescued a lot of sheep. But not enough rooms. I hope it doesn't make me have to do that other room again. Oh, good. So here's the thing. We have all of our rooms completed. So here is our question. What do we do now? We'll go back to the first room just to see if anything has changed. Because that's a frequent gimmick. Nope, nothing has changed. What I need to do is find the rooms that could have stained glass in them. That's the actual thing you should do. And oh dear God, this one is bright. I never have beaten this one. I've beaten, but I have not completed this game. Is every square? I don't know. It's very possible, but again, I never actually beat them. I do appreciate that the stained glass changes over time, but it is really fucking bright. Yeah, that's kind of why I don't want to play this one. You know what? Let's not. Let's go searching for things instead. I feel like this room is likely to have a secret. And in fact, I think it makes a lot of sense because I found that guy over there to be very, very sketch. So let's do the thing I did to solve this, and let's try to figure out how to get over to him and acquire his key. Or maybe not even. Oops. Just get to the square. I know it's possible, game. Alright, I got to the square. It wasn't good enough. Clearly. Alright, how I solved this before. Let's do the actual solving. Need one of them. that. Drop that. Drop this. Alright, here's how I solved it properly last time. That lets him get down there. He's kind of superfluous down there. Other options, maybe go over there and actually look at the area before where those guys are. Not really sure how they hide these. But I'm hoping to find at least one more. I know I found a few on accident when I played this previously. Hunting for them might be a bit more challenging. Maybe I'll distract them with Mouse Buddy. I'm trying to think if I could get rid of him. Because, like, I don't need these guys to actually hit these boxes, this block. So at least I can avoid that problem. I don't really see the point of this guy. Yeah, if there was a key in this, I don't think it's there. There could be a different place in the map. So let's try another one. It's going to be one of these two, I suppose. I'll try an earlier one. These two only really have adjacencies of this and that, so I guess we could try one of these. Try this one. I don't really see extra surface area for there to be something secret here. Though this was a level where I wasn't really supposed to leave the map. Like, that room, you were stuck in the tiny room when you're actually properly solving it. So maybe not this one. Try the upper one. This, I could see... I could see there being a... This is, like, really early, isn't it? Don't know why, but I thought it marked the rooms that had secret accesses at some point. But I suppose it doesn't. Alright, not there. Yeah, I don't really think there's a lot of space for that. Oh, that's a mouse hole. You know, maybe if I go up there... Be very confident to pull this off. Nope, we're very stupid. Oh, I already spawned up there. That doesn't help me. Okay. Like I said, I'm not certain every hole has a secret. Well, I guess we could do some math, right? It said we had like 89%, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 by 11. And if I have uncovered all these squares, I don't know what 89% would be. Like, I feel the odds of there being a secret in one of these rooms just seem so low, because, like, there's not... I mean, this one in particular was pretty straightforward, I suppose. Also, I don't think you can get out without hitting the orb. You just kind of get locked in place. Which is fun and all, but... 13 holes plus 1 completed, 14, about 11%. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Thank you for doing math for me. So yeah, it's a matter of figuring out where these could be. Just like where a secret could be hiding. And the one we found, I completely forgot about in the actual game. Complete dumb luck I found that. It was off of this. Guess let's see 1-1 is really straightforward. 1-3? 1-3 has a fun solution. It's like, I didn't even bother doing this part. You don't have to, because you can just go down, circle back. Must you always make such a racket? I must! I absolutely must. See, double jumping. Like, I just have questions about how these are hidden, and I don't really have a good answer as to how yet. But yeah, we looked in this one. I didn't really like that as an option. Given the only thing I know about how things are hidden, is there a spot I didn't bother visiting? Does this one do? That squishes. It's a surprising level. This level's not that complicated. There we go, and then squish. Oh, no! I also don't even see the door. Is it over there? Is that what it is? Yeah, that looks like a door. Squish. Oh, yeah, that prevents that from working. Okay. So, I say this is theoretically a spot where there could be a secret. I don't think it's very good odds, but it's theoretically possible. Interesting. I didn't expect him to come all the way back up. Alright. Cool. I'm right here now. There is no secret in here. Unsurprisingly, I suppose. If I go down there, I'm hosed. Let me send my rat buddy down and see if he can get something off that vine. I don't think that's how this works. Yeah, that's the door. It was impossible to see at that point. We live here now. This is my life now. I feel like this one's got good odds. I don't know. No, I don't feel this one has good odds at all. This is very much a one-way level. 2-6 maybe? Oh, oops. I already screwed that one up. This one doesn't have a lot of surface area either. Like, you just do this 4 times. Just, it's important to remember you can, you know, buck yourself through that. There we go. We safe now. But, you know, we didn't ever go through those squares down there. Like, what I'm looking for, I guess, is like a hidden key or something. The one level I successfully did this, there was a hidden key. In a weird spot. In a spot you had no business going as a goat. but I also couldn't see it. In fact, I'm going to go back to that level and take a moment and think about this. Because, like, that was the level where we successfully did this. You could not see that there's a door. And looking down there, I don't think I see there's a key. It's only that I fell through it that you can see it. So there's not a lot of hint there that that's the right place to be. And in fact, if there's a hidden thing in this room, it's got to be off one of the mirror rooms. And the mirror rooms don't have a lot of surface area because, like, you're just supposed to meet the sheep and then, go beep beep and then you leave the level. This might not be a very productive venue. But it's obvious in this level because there's no reason to go this heavily guarded section. It's something like that. I was having some trouble with the menuing. That was irritating. Yeah, actually, this one I think has a bit more surface area of interest. Because we have a couple of switches we can press. See what we can get out of that. Nope. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, this seems promising in some ways. Or I'll just fall off. I cannot get to that switch yet. That's interesting. All right. Very much a, can I still get to where I want to go having pushed a switch question. Especially because there is some internal tension on these things. Definitely not interested in the crystals, though. I think we can rule those out as points of interest. Oh, crap. Okay. Do we hit all the switches? I think I don't see any more. But there's plenty more boxes to break. This does look like a bit of a mess still. Brilliant. Of course, I also could have just gone to that spot at the beginning. Wait, did I hit the switch in the middle? I don't think I did. I need all of those. Yep. Completely, utterly ignored that one. We'll try again this time. Alright, that's all the ones on that side of the screen. I'm gonna hit this just to see what happens later. I think I'm fine if I do this. Just gotta keep hitting boxes. Nothing to do but hit boxes. I hosed myself there. Let's see if I unhose myself by hitting this button. Or if maybe it's really just the middle switch I care about, as opposed to every switch. Because at least if the middle switch is open now, that gives me an opportunity to do something. It gives me the opportunity to be stuck in here, in the middle of this switch. Try it again. And throw my rat buddy at it, instead of me. so I don't get stuck. They are nice diamonds. Not sure I need diamonds. Diamond Man? The robot master who shoots diamond-tipped missiles that explode into 5 diamonds? Too rich for our blood. We are a goat. We do not have enough diamonds for that. There we go. I think I can still get over there. That was one of the cheaper ones, it's true. Way cheaper than Honus Wagner Card Man. Or Fabergé Egg Man. Alright, we've successfully hit all of the buttons. I made several Diamond D shapes. Have access to this area. That fixes that diamond. I think all of the other diamonds are now diamond-y shaped. The diamond knows where it is. Because it knows where it isn't. It knows where it wasn't, because it knows where it was. I think if I want to make perfect diamonds, I gotta like go break every single box before I actually get started making patterns. Guess I fixed those up. Yeah, I think all the diamonds are looking okay now. I don't think this actually helped me. But they are all looking nicer now. I do love that copy pasta, but I'm not going to read all of it right now. What's with the tile with the M on it? Do you mean this one? This is where the soul spawns after you go talk to the sheep. Top left. There is an M on that. You are correct. That, what? The hell's up with the M? Why is there an M here? Let's observe where it starts. No, it just seems to be there. It's very M. That is suspicious, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know what I can do with this M knowledge. I also don't want to destroy every single box again. M on the lower right too? Okay. Think it just wants to be an M? Sometimes you want to be an M. I am dubious about the possibility here. What did we find in this room? Nothing. This room's empty is all. And this one, we had to do a trick to open up the secret area. But that was it. Try breaking all the boxes. That is a long task. Like, I'm kind of tempted to look up which levels have entrances, just so I don't have to spend a lot of time guessing wrong. But honestly, just finding another one would be nice. This one had an interesting bit of surface area I didn't play with. Don't know if I can mess with it, actually, but it was interesting enough to come back to this. Because, like, those two empty spots down there. Well, there's several levels that have had patterns. After you go and, like, mess with all the switches. If they turn into diamonds, that's not terribly surprising to me. Compared to some other things. want to kick this one this way. I cannot move my mouse buddy. Mouse buddy is fixed. I don't want that. Oh no. No. That's completely the opposite of what I want. Do the lap here. Okay, so I don't think I can actually go. I don't know if I can get those into that spot. Like, the reason this works is because there's a plinth there. That's not what I need either. Go up by one. Yeah, that's all that did. I have completely forgotten. Oh wait, that's how I solved it, by putting the block on the thing that it needed to be on. But subsequently, there was no purpose to these two spots. Eh? That opened up a spot. What? There's a... How'd I do that, dang it? Okay, notable things. Secret rooms are accessed from adjacent rooms. There are no secrets accessed from sheep rooms. Oh, that's really good to know. Nor from the spine of the stronghold. So that actually narrows it down significantly. Okay, he's hitting that button. Invisible buttons can be involved. Yeah, I can definitely see an invisible button there. In fact, I think I see a second... Well, these could... Either of these could be doors. I'm still confused as to what I did to open that once. What am I doing? I do not understand what is going on here. Is it on a timer? No. Room is this? It is 5-9. I feel like there's some sort of clicky thing here. Let me look at this again. There's a switch right here. The longer I stay within it, there's a certain, like, threshold for how long I need to be in this switch for this to work. Okay. So let me take a moment and figure this out, because what I need to do is put the rat there. I would say that's, I think, what I need to do. Where is it? I believe it is above the left blue fieldy thingy. Okay. If I could punt that, I need to have my rat here. But I don't... No, wait, that would put it on the wrong side. I have to push it from the left side. Yeah, okay, I think I see the solution here. We're gonna do this. We can't move our rat buddy. We know that much. Actually, I did this wrong. I gotta go back again. Back around again. Let's not do this stupid. Up. I want to push that across. Okay, I think I have time to pull this off. Well, I thought I had time to pull this off. Okay, well. What I want to do is hit this button. And then I need to hit this button. If I drop the rat, I won't have that door won't be open, so I can't really do. Yeah, no, that's not gonna fly. So we gotta go back around the loop. Where time becomes the loop. Okay, this is a little bit of a race. I was close-ish. But I needed that open. Because what I think I need to do is get one of these moved down there. And I think that's the only one I can really move. Quick question. Once in motion, that will not stop for me. Observation, though, I can stop it by using the rat. Kind of. This might be a bit silly, but I think I have another possible solution. Because I just need to stop it, I think. No, I don't need to stop it. It has to be in motion. Definitely has to be in motion. I think I just need to be faster. And not flub that jump. Well, that was an interesting way to do it. If I free this thing... It stopped. Not sure that gives me an opportunity for another attempt, but at least it stopped. Ah! Nope, not enough time. Well, I still think I have, like, roughly the right idea. I'm just not quite there. Oh, and I could have pushed that back. Do I need this barrel here? Like, this is convenient and all, but I can just do that. And that specific spot isn't that interesting in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I think this actually might be the correct solution. It's like, I can always go back to the main section of this. Okay, unless I trap myself, which I didn't. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I've got this. Come around, hit the button, which opens that. I just have to get back around again, which is trivial. Hit that way. And, oh, that worked. Wait, what? Well, I guess that solves the problem, but... Oh, man, I shouldn't have moved my rat. What did that change? Why did I care about having a back path? I need to... Is there another switch? Think about this for a moment while we redo all our work. I have to have that there. Or do I? Yes, I do, because I can't really do this with the rat. So we do this again. Flub the jump again. Push this over again. Okay. Hidden key, find the spot you can reach only after. Yeah, okay, I just didn't go forward far enough. Alright. Let's see if this one's completely blinding. Of course it is! And it instantly kills you. Alright. This is a matter of figuring out what to do very quickly. And of course, as with all levels of this kind, it helps that the track is an absolute banger. Just wish it didn't instantly kill me every time. No, come on! Goat! Can I walk back? I think this is a charge. Oh no, it's not only charge. Goat! Alright, cool. That helps, I think. Alright, well if I can get up there, I'm good. Problem? I can't get up there. There's 2 saws in the way. Probably. Oh no, there's another 2 saws in the way. I need to just go around a loop. Be careful about it. Okay, the saws traded off. That's bad. I hope they don't do that again. These are on the bottom half. Alright, well that was a lot easier than finding the dang thing. Got one. We found 1 fragment of glass. Good for us. Alright. Well, if they're not off the stronghold, see any other ones that are possible? There's Toragos. I love fragments of glass. Well, I guess that means that this room has to have one. I probably didn't, like, hit my head in just the right spot for this to work. Saw a really great video on this King's Quest fan game, Owl's Quest. And one of the lines in there is, yum, I love the taste of paper. Before, you know, Cedric realizes he might actually need to read the piece of paper. It's a very silly game. Alright, maybe that's what it is. Okay, so could have to do with invisible switches. Once this is open, I could get down here. No. Alright, let's send these guys off to their death and see what we can find there. I hear no switches. This should probably be unsurprising. Glue greater than glass. How you doing, Fries? I don't know. I think sometimes glass wins that battle. Maybe I want to get him at, like, just the right height. I mean, I guess that would have been a way to solve this puzzle. We adjust the height of the dude. Solid from that direction. I don't know why I did that. Currently trying to just find anything of interest. Because, like, don't know where I'm finding these doors. This is like the one spot that's like guaranteed to have one by the rules set. Not in Sheep Room and not in the Stronghold. So therefore, it should be here, but I don't know where here is. Not really hearing any invisible switches. Use glue as a dipping sauce. I think that'd put you in a bit of a sticky situation. He despawned because he walked off the bottom. Maybe I'm wrong. I still think this guy over here to the right, though, is weird. No, that'd be how I would solve the normal puzzle, Fiskbit. In fact, the way I solved the other puzzle was by using the two up there. I'm not sure shooting up through the blocks is going to help me much, having him do it instead of the other one. But, like, this is how I solved it previously. Get one of those up there. I did notice something that might be worth thinking about. But, like, then I can debate out the shots with the rat. Same sort of way. Those are 2 and 4, but same bit, yeah. Okay, gonna try something stupid. Okay, that was not stupid enough. I love this goat frolic. Anyway, that's just the conventional solution. So it doesn't actually help all that much. Like, if I do this, it'll open up. If they turn the right way. Like, because I think this is how you're supposed... This is the conventional solution. I'm not really sure what purpose the guy on the right serves unless you want to try with a very unconventional solution. But getting him to drop down that far without getting stuck is kind of hard, too. I would say, theoretically, there might not be something there, but I just don't think that could be the case. But I'm kind of curious if it's solvable using the method. Thinking 1 and 5 because the tiles have different... The walls different tiles there. I mean, I got a dumb idea now. Oh, that didn't work. By different tiles, you mean these specifically? Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, I see what you mean. I could just do that by doing it differently. Let's try that. I see what you mean now. It took me a moment. That one... Oh, wait. Doesn't work unless I actually do it this way. Yeah, on the left was the bit I was missing. But I can do it with these guys, and that'll be a little bit easier than the other guy, I think. Assuming the game doesn't actually, you know, enforce that. My goat is frolicking too hard. I did it wrong. It's transparent. 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Transparent. Alright, then we put the rat to work. Okay. I see a problem with my brilliant plan. These guys are really annoying. and seem very consistent. There we go. Alright, that was interesting, but I don't think it helped. What spawned me to play Scapegoat 2? I finished Patrick's Parablocks, and I needed a game that would work. Scapegoat 2 works. Between Mac M1-ness and other weirdness, I was having a lot of trouble coming up with other stuff. I really wanted to play like some Mario 64 hacks, because those in general work better on emulator. But I could not for the life of me get a emulator to work properly on this stupid MacBook. Alright, let's try a different level. I think one more shot to try and find this. Is Dark Souls? No. What level is this? It is 6-7. Oh. Maybe keep trying for a minute. Climb the right side. I don't know if I can. But N64 emulation is quite finicky. Can't imagine being great on Mac. No, I've tried an awful lot of solutions too. I installed it in Crossover. I installed it in Wine. I just could not get it working. Yeah, I've got toggling a switch. Fair point. Do need to jump first, though. In fact, I gotta have two guys toggling switches. This might just make it worse. Let's go with one. No! Sniped. Also, just it's a fun game. I've beaten the any percent. I've beaten, like, the challenge levels. Now just to find the secrets. Yeah, it's on my list of things I want to have sorted before I do, I have to stream from a distance again, is get, like, Mario 64 stuff working. There we go. I might actually go, like, bug the Discord, the robhacking.com Discord, ask, is, like, has there anyone got this working? I guess we're getting two. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I don't think I can stand on these. We'll try one more time, but I don't think I can stand on them. And I'll get only one dude this time. I think the other guy's a special case because of how he falls. Would my mouse friend be a better toggle buddy? Mouse friend would have trouble because... Oh, not a bad idea. He would go around once every long time. Yeah, let's try it. Why not? Guess it actually doesn't matter if I add these for the mouse or not. Let's see what... I think the problem will be... He'll end up coming up here to the conveyor, and he won't get stuck. He is perfectly happy. All right. We'll see how this goes. It's slow. Definitely works. Yeah, I shouldn't have tried that. All right. He only goes down one per flick, so we'll cross at some point, and with any luck, I'll be a lot higher up than he is. Or we'll make this impossible, because the dude will spawn in just the right spot. Wait a second. Wait. Okay, I like the mouse having a bit more time to mess with it. I screwed it up already. Just gotta relax. Really would have wanted to get that first cycle, but you can't get that. Crush the other two. Yeah, I could actually do that. Yeah, I need blocks on the switch or the mouse just falls. He does proc the switch on the way down, though. So I've got that going for me. Ah, nuts. But yeah, I like the idea of crushing the other two. Gives me a little more guarantee that I'm not going to have... Actually, no, that doesn't crush them at all. Okay, just let them come over. It's true. At least the Reapers are not slinging flames at me. Got that going for me. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Let the other guy get to the bottom. Yeah, I think that makes it more likely for me to succeed at some point. Yes, I think that's fine. I was thinking it might interact with the rat in a bad way. Except I forgot what I was doing. But I think it's fine. One of these, and then one of those. Okay. Oh, and then I'll just hold the switch to get him over there. I think the rat's going to move through that area fast enough that it's not going to matter much. But if I fall off repeatedly... Setup for this is really annoying. All right. Here we go. Right. Ah, no, he turned. Not convinced this is making my life easier. Alright, now I can just chill for a sec. Not right there, of course. Okay. Just relax. I missed my first shot, and then he hit the mouse, because I got stuck. I'm not convinced bringing him down there helps. Alright, I'm gonna go with the other strategy I had any luck with. Because I think I'll be able to jump around the Reaper. Maybe. You may regret your suggestion of trying with Rat. Yeah, the crushing I think is probably reasonable. It probably makes it more likely to succeed in the grand scheme of things. Or at least prevents, like, just random badness. but it's also just another thing that has to get set up. Okay, cool. Ow. Headphone cable caught me. Oh, right. I forgot what I was doing. Wait, oh no, this is not gonna work. Yeah. It's requiring execution that I may be too tired to do at this hour. I'd like to finish on a high note, but I am getting tired. Tired of goat. Delicious, delicious goat. No, 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 no. Yeah, climbing this wall is really annoying. Especially given how long it is between rat visitations. Because really, I just need to position myself correctly. That was not correctly. Yeah, I think we'll see. Alright, here we go. Alright, that didn't quite work. Should be able to do it with the enemy faster. Yeah, I think having the Reaper is going to be smarter than the rat. I'm not sure. May as well give it another shot because it's been a while since I've tried it. 2 of these. 1 of these. Just 1. Except when they do that. They have my number. Oh, oops. Well, it didn't end up mattering. I think I just made this worse. When you decide the best course of action is just to charge straight headlong into danger. Alright, there we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just making this worse. Oh. Well, that worked out. Yeah, I'm unconvinced that any of my ideas are working here. I probably shouldn't bring the other Raper along. Like, I think that's probably a smart move not to do. Alright, let's not bring both Reapers along in the exact same way. That one's getting squished. There we go. Gonna squish that one. Oh, I wished I hadn't squished that fish. Alright, that's better. It's not good, but it was better. Alright, there we go. Definitely wouldn't call it good. Yeah, it's not consistent. I agree with that statement. Like, what I really need to do is get into a nice spot and then go above it really quick if I could. Ah, okay, that was almost it. Wait, no. Oh. I just need one. Let's not make this more complicated than it needs to be. Okay. I'm going to give this one more try, but it's almost 3 a.m. I'm getting cold. And I've made it a lot harder. All right. That wasn't even a real attempt. Might prefer the rat. Yeah, fine, sure. We'll do a rat attempt. He is more predictable. Much more predictable. Just slower. No. Okay, that was bad. But not unreasonable. Sadly, it's not a railgun rat. Railgun rats are cooler. Oh, rat! That's what I get for just dropping my rat. Taking a moment, thinking, do I want to bring the other Reaper down? Like, I could do that, and I think that one of my problems earlier was that I wasn't properly messing with the Reaper. Like, if I can just get into the strata here. I'm just not very good at getting into the strata. Like, doing this under pressure is not helping me. Okay, cool. We got into the thing. Got up one. I think being over here will help a little bit. There we go. Looked it up. You can tell me whether this is a thing or not. Getting all the way up here. I mean, at this point, I'm in for it. I'm doing it. I've made it a decent chunk of the way up. I'm confident I can make it, because my problem was getting into the wall. I'm no longer having trouble being in the wall. So I think if you crushed my hopes now that this was the correct thing to do, I would have problems. There we go. No! Oh, I screwed this up. No, I didn't. Oh, thank God. That was hard. All right. Take a look at this. What does this one do? The opposite. Okay. I'm lifting this block up. Why do I want this block to go up? Are these one-ways? No, they're just doors. Thank you for the GGs. Okay. I want... Oh. Wait a second. This is a mirror force thing. All right. So I can move him around using this. That's what I want to do. Yep, the 2 level halves are identical. We're doing the mirror force thing. He was supposed to fall down. Mouse and Reaper, and Mouse is easier. That makes sense. Almost identical. It's true, they're only almost identical. Okay, wait for him. Okay, we brought the Reaper up. So now we can reap these. He'll reap that for me. Alright, I need to bring him all the way down, so I shouldn't, like, abandon him here. Not really sure what this switch down here is going to do yet, but my suspicion is it removes that floor. And I hope I have an anti-switch, because otherwise this is going to suck. Well, that sucked. Okay. Note to self, don't prematurely release the Reaper. Which is definitely not something that Bill and Ted said. I'm gonna let all those go past me. Is it, you might be, or something, or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later, you all dance with the Reaper. Okay, there we go. Now, what does this one do? That crunches that outward. That may not have been what I wanted. I needed upward. I definitely don't think I wanted that. Lovely. Yeah, I screwed it up by hitting that button. I think there must have been a block. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what was there. But this is a level just where I need to figure out what I'm doing. It's not quite as execution difficult. It's just figuring out what I'm doing and doing it. I want to go down there and play with the blocks, the things that won't mess with that block a little more before I actually get to it. Push him down. Okay, what does this one do? It goes up. That's what I want. So wait a turn. Alright, so now he's down. I want to push the block over so he gets shoved. I think I want to push him down. Okay, well, that was like what I wanted to do, except the part where I exploded. But the proof of concept has been demonstrated. Generally speaking, I prefer my goats not to explode. It's fainting goats, not exploding goats, after all. 1, 2. Push him down. Come back around. Seriously? Dude, he got... I know, it's better just to try this again. Hit a bit of bad luck there. This is definitely the last level. It is getting cold out here. I am getting tired. One, 2. Please don't get off that. Cool. Wait for it. No, it was the left one first. Left one to raise it. Then lower it. And then push it. And then drop it. At which point, he fires a lot of exploding blocks at me. And things catch on fire. And now it's just a matter of getting past him. Without him blowing everything up. Which we've achieved. Another delicious fragment of glass for my goat to eat. Alright. Cool. No. No, go to a room that's got good music. This one? No. That's not a room with good music, game.